All right, so today we're taking a look at something a little different. Someone reached out and asked about the Calvary Baptist Church in L.A., so we pulled up their website to
Yeah.
get a sense of.
It's pretty interesting what they chose to kind of put out there for people to see right from the get-go.
Yeah, absolutely, like how to get in touch where they are when they meet, what it's all about.
Exactly. So think of this as our mission for the next few minutes, you know?
Mhm.
We're going to be navigating their digital front door
Mm.
and trying to figure out, what are the key elements, what defines the specific church, what stands out to someone who might be curious.
Okay, so let's start with just the basics, like how do you get in touch with them? Yeah. Right there at the bottom of every page, they've got their address, 4911 W 59th Street
Yeah.
in Los Angeles, California, 90056. And what's interesting to me is they've got like different email addresses, like
Yeah.
one for info, one for finance, one for the pastor,
Yeah.
and a phone number. It feels very open.
It does suggest that they really want to be reached, and maybe they have different points of contact for
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Needs
Yeah.
within the community.
Now, if you're thinking about going there,
Yeah.
the service schedule is actually pretty comprehensive. They've got Sunday prayer really early in the morning at 8:30 a.m., then Sunday school at 9:30, Sunday worship at 11 a.m., and then Wednesday Bible study at noon, and again in the evening.
Oh, wow.
A lot of options there.
That really speaks to me about catering to different schedules, and it kind of makes you wonder if they have a pretty diverse
Mm-hmm.
congregation, with varying availability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that work?
So I went to their ministries page.
Okay.
And the first thing you see is a pretty bold statement. They say that their core purpose is mission and evangelism, and everything they do has to align with those goals.
There's a pretty clear guiding principle there.
It really is.
It kind of makes you think, how does that actually play out,
Right.
How does this emphasis on mission and evangelism shape their outreach efforts and the kind of community they're trying to actively build?
Yeah. Our pastor section really caught my eye, too.
Okay, what you see there?
It turns out he was born and raised at Calvary Baptist
Wow.
and was really influenced by the late Reverend Dr. Manuel Lee Scott Sr. from birth.
Oh, wow.
He was involved in everything at the church from a really young age.
So that's really interesting, right? This implication of long-term immersion. You got to wonder how that history, how does it influence their approach to contemporary issues or evolving community needs?
Yeah, I mean, do they hang on to tradition or are they evolving as the city evolves? Something I found interesting was this section on college education.
Really?
Yeah, it's right there on the website. They explicitly say that alongside a relationship with Jesus Christ, they see higher education as another important step towards a bright future.
Oh, interesting.
And they mention how the church supports higher education. That's not something you see
No, you don't.
on a lot of church websites.
That's a key insight. It suggests a pretty holistic view of individual development. It's not just about the spiritual growth, but also about intellectual pursuits.
Yeah.
How do they think about these two seemingly different aspects
Right.
in supporting their congregation?
They also lay out their affiliations with the National Baptist Convention, USA Inc., and the National Baptist Foreign Mission Board.
Oh, yeah.
They even give you the websites.
So that places them within a larger network.
Yeah, right away.
It gives you context, it connects them to a larger movement, and its resources and priorities.
And finally, if you want to stay connected, they have a way to subscribe to their bulletin, and they're active across social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram.
That's good. They got a full digital footprint.
Yeah.
That's really important these days to reach all the different segments of their community.
So just to kind of sum up,
Yeah.
we see a church deeply rooting in its local history with a clear emphasis on mission and evangelism.
Yeah.
They value education alongside spiritual development, and they're connected to a much wider Baptist network.
When I think about this emphasis on faith and learning, it makes you wonder,
Yeah.
how does Calvary Baptist Church see the relationship between those two things? How do those two things shape the lives of their members and how they engage with LA?
It's definitely something to think about.
Absolutely.
All right, that's going to do it for this deep dive. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, this was fun.
We'll catch you next time.
See ya. Bye.